I've come to this week's installment of Ezekiel Kralen's story about the little dogs, and this one is titled Late Night Dog Watch. Ezekiel Kralen wrote. Email correspondence, June 28th, 2023. Subject, Deke's Late Night Disruption and Beyond. Saturday night around 1:15 with pride revelers strolling the Castro in a low-key pleasant manner. He called up to me while I was snug in bed watching a video about to doze off, so I begrudgingly sat up, placed my feet in the plastic slides, lumbered over to the window and called back, I was sleeping. Okay, never mind, he replied with a summary wave of the hand. The pooches, sorry about that, however, both looked up at me and wagged their curly tails in delight, causing in me a sudden change of heart. Of course, how could it not? Wait, never mind, I'll be right down, I called again. And in a flash, I found myself outside on my knees and hugging the happy quadrupeds. Can you watch them for 10 minutes? He asked. Sure, I replied. We'll be fine. As soon as he left, I tethered the pups to a signpost, told them I'll be right back, then ran upstairs to procure that plush old-fashioned bedspread I found several days back for their comfort, no matter how short the visit. They quietly sat there, knowing I'd be back in a jiff. Of course, they had their treats and water, and we enjoyed each other's company as usual, for just being with each other was delight enough. Belly rubs, scritches, and hugs all around, while revelers ambled by. A refreshingly chill night, with a laser rainbow projecting overhead from a high-rise somewhere downtown against the jet-black sky. Their master returned soon enough, upon which I hugged the doggies good night and returned to hovel. Not much later, though, maybe a half hour, he summoned me outside once more. Can you watch them again, please? So much for getting to bed at a reasonable time, eh, Watson? But the small sacrifice was well worth it, considering who I was asked again to watch over, the wee hounds of Avalon. They were already snug and asleep in their bedding this time, so all I had to do was sit down with my back against Deke's cart and lay my arm across their slumbering bodies. When Deke got back, and it wasn't too long at all, maybe 2:30, he thanked me kindly, wished me a happy pride, and prepared to depart, so I untied their leashes from the post and held on to them until he had everything packed in his cart, seeing as I can't bear to remove their blanket until their master is good and ready. Why did he bother to visit me that night, and so late at that, since he really didn't need anything? I suppose he just wanted to mark the holiday by including me in the celebration one way or another, so he gifted me the company of his dogs for a little while. 2 little whiles, in fact. Sleep I can do every night, but not have the pups in my arms any more when I do. He didn't return until 3 days later, which was yesterday, only minutes after I got out of bed, so it was around 8:30. I hadn't even brushed my teeth. Fortunately, I sleep in my day clothes, a habit I got into several years ago to always be prepared for Deke's arrival, so no matter how late or early. I swear, good doctor, it's easier to squeeze through the eye of a needle than get him to go by a schedule. Though I should point out here, it's not often he drops by after midnight or before 9 a.m. When I stepped out, I saw they were once again tethered to an upright bicycle, though at first I didn't pay it any mind, as the last time he did that it was securely lodged against the bike rack and couldn't possibly be moved by the dog's strength. This time around it appeared to be tilted safely against the lampposts. But I was wrong. Soon as I greeted the pooches, they began to leap with joy, and the bicycle would have come crashing down had I not quickly intervened and held it firm. They had already pulled away from it the moment they saw the bike stir, because they're well used to its fickle behavior, so they would have been okay. But why the fuck would he even put them in harm's way like that, when it's so easy not to? Naturally, I lambasted him, and as usual he dumped all blame on yours truly. You made it happen. You got them all excited to see you. I told him that's a load of crock. He's fucked up to risk the dog's well-being. He knew that would happen, and you intentionally do that to screw with my head. That's just sick. Those poor doggies who love you so much. He, of course, denied that, then simmered down as I proceeded to remove their leashes from the handlebars. What are you doing? He gruffly queried. Making sure it won't happen again, I snapped back, sorely tempted to whack him flat to the ground, followed by a few solid kicks in the groin. To my surprise, he didn't oppose me. I guess because he sensed he'd better not, or he'd have my fury to pay. Talk about ruining what should always be a joyful encounter. He's very good at that. An expert, even. To be continued.